The Bold and the Beautiful Luna disappears, Liam and Hope's pre-wedding drama, Deke's decision. The sun dipped low over Los Angeles, painting the skyline with shades of gold and crimson. The Spectra fashion offices buzzed with the usual flurry of activity, but today, the tension was palpable. Excitement and dread collided in the air, for today wasn't just another day at the office, it was the day of Liam and Hope's wedding. Or, at least, it was supposed to be. Hope, radiant in her flowing white dress, twirled nervously in front of the mirror. Her laughter was forced, a fragile mask over the unease gnawing at her. Liam, by her side, tried to comfort her with an encouraging smile, but even he couldn't shake the knot of anxiety in his chest. He glanced at the clock. Luna was nowhere to be found. Have you heard from her? Hope's voice trembled slightly. She promised she'd be here to give her blessing. Liam's jaw tightened. No, I've called, texted, everything. She's not answering. I don't know where she is. Hope sank into the chair, her fingers entwined nervously. What if something happened? What if she can't make it? Meanwhile, across town, Luna sat in a dimly lit cafe, her eyes darting nervously around the room. She hadn't meant to disappear, it just happened. The pressure of the upcoming wedding, the drama with Steffi, the constant tug of war over Liam's heart, it had all become too much. She had thought a brief escape would give her clarity, but now, as she watched the bustling city pass by in a blur, fear began to creep in. Back at the Forrester estate, Deke stood in the study, the weight of an impossible decision pressing down on him. He had been secretly in love with Hope for months, and while he would never interfere with true love, the recent chain of events had forced him to confront his feelings. The moment Luna disappeared had created an opening he couldn't ignore, a dangerous temptation that made his heart race with both hope and guilt. Deke, are you even listening? A voice snapped him back to reality. It was Wyatt, his brother, a frown etched on his face. You're pacing like a man possessed. This isn't about you, this is Liam and Hope's wedding. Focus. Deke exhaled sharply. I know, it's just, Luna's gone, and if she doesn't show, everything could fall apart. And, I keep thinking, maybe I could. Don't even, Wyatt interrupted, grabbing Deke by the shoulders. You don't play with people's lives like that. You've got to think about what's right, not what your heart wants. The wedding venue was a cascade of white roses and delicate silk ribbons. Guests had begun to arrive, whispering excitedly among themselves. Steffi lingered in the background, a small smirk playing on her lips. She had never truly given up on Liam, and the tension of not knowing whether Luna would show only added fuel to her quietly burning fire. Hope's mother, Brooke, fussed over her daughter's veil. Darling, everything is going to be fine. Luna will show. She's just, Luna, she said with a hopeful shrug, though her furrowed brow betrayed her own concern. And then, a sudden commotion at the entrance drew everyone's attention. Luna appeared, disheveled but determined, clutching a small envelope in her hand. The room fell silent. Luna, Hope gasped, rushing forward. Where have you been? We were so worried. Luna's eyes flicked nervously toward Liam, then landed on Deke, who had just arrived moments earlier. She swallowed hard, her voice barely above a whisper. I had to think. About everything. About me, about all of you. Liam stepped forward, his expression a mixture of relief and frustration. You had us all scared. You can't just disappear like that, especially today. I know, Luna said, tears welling in her eyes. But I couldn't watch it, this wedding, without knowing if it's what Hope truly wants, if Liam truly wants it. Deke's heart clenched as he watched the exchange. He wanted to step forward, to tell Luna everything he had felt, but he knew better. This was not his moment. His role here was to stand aside and let love, real love, prevail. Hope took Luna's hands in hers. Thank you for coming. It means the world to me, to us. She looked at Liam, who nodded solemnly, and then turned back to Luna. You're part of our family, Luna. Always. Steffi, watching from the sidelines, narrowed her eyes. For once, she felt powerless, unable to manipulate the situation to her favor. The raw honesty of the moment struck her unexpectedly. The ceremony finally began, sunlight streaming through the glass windows, casting a golden glow over the assembled guests. Vows were exchanged, promises were made, and hearts were laid bare. Liam and Hope's love felt tangible, almost electric, binding them together in a way that defied all doubts. After the ceremony, as guests celebrated with laughter and champagne, Deke stood quietly by the balcony, watching the sunset. He knew that his decision had been the right one. He had chosen integrity over desire, love over temptation. And in doing so, he had preserved the happiness of the people he cared for most. Luna approached him, her expression softening. "You did the right thing, Deke. Thank you, for being honest, for being strong." He smiled faintly, a pang of bittersweet longing in his chest. "It wasn't easy," he admitted. "But seeing them happy, that's what matters." As the night drew on, the celebration continued with music, dancing, and joy. The drama, the tension, the near disasters, all of it melted into the background, leaving only the brilliance of love triumphant. Liam and Hope's wedding had survived, stronger than ever, with Luna and Deke standing witness to a story that would be remembered for years to come. And in the quiet corners of the estate, hearts that had once wrestled with doubt and desire found peace, not in what was lost, but in what had been gained: truth, love, and the courage to make the right choice, no matter how hard it was. The city lights twinkled in the distance, mirroring the sparkle in everyone's eyes. And for a moment, everything was perfect.